honestly can't remember why we kept most of this stuff to begin with.
Don't you remember that kite? We used to love flying that with Mother and Father.
Those days are long behind me.
That's why I live and breathe.
I was flying the kite and it got caught on a nanny.
Mary,
Poppins, you came back.
you seem hardly to have aged at all.
Really? One never discusses a woman's age, Michael. Would have hoped I taught you better.
Okay, let's be honest. When this film got announced, everyone got a little bit skeptical. It wasn't like a loud, like, people being skeptical. It was like, okay, we'll go and see it, but we're a little bit worried because, Mary Poppins is that film that everyone grew up on. Everybody knows the songs, everybody knows the character. If you have never seen the first one, you know who Mary Poppins is. So it's that kind of pop culture zeitgeist that everybody knows about, right? And so the idea of doing another one, if it was a sequel or a remake or reboot, where it was, everybody's like, why? The first one was so perfect. And mainly because of one particular reason, and that is Julie Andrews is Mary Poppins and Mary Poppins is Julie Andrews. And what happened is they announced Emily Blunt, and for goodness sake, when it comes Oscar season, when they announce it, can they just get a golden statue ready and be like, Emily Blunt, you got your Oscar, that category is done, we kind of like 5 minutes off the whole thing now because we're trying to aim for 3 hours. Now here comes best popular film. Can she just win the Oscar? Because here's the thing, she did the impossible job. Because let's be honest, she could have just done a play it safe, just do what Julie did, and and everyone's gonna be happy and all that kind of stuff. But no, she made the character her own. And this Mary Poppins is a little bit more, I won't say snappy, but a little bit more like, spiff up, come on. As the scene, if you see in the trailers, there's a part where, she tells Michael that, we're still not a cuttlefish. And, Julie Andrews' version of Mary Poppins, Michael, we're still not a cuttlefish, so mouth up. But this version, the Emily Blunt version, is a little bit of like, Michael, we're still not a cuttlefish, mouth up. She's a little bit more of that, and it's that whole thing of you has that sense of it's still Mary Poppins, it's still the person, the character that you knew from the previous film. And this movie is pretty much, and maybe because it's directed by Rob Marshall, who was the director of Chicago, Into the Woods, and of course this one. And I will say this, he's basically the guy that you go and ask, hey, we want to do a musical, and we want to make it feel like it's something from the 1950s, but with today's budget. You kind of go, you get him, really. And he delivers. There's a wonderful track. There's it's on the soundtrack called I think it's called A Little Bit of Place of Fantastic, or A Little Light of Fantastic. I'm botching that name. I just saw the film, so I'm trying to remember the titles names of the songs. That scene, that 7-minute sequence, is nothing but something that you could easily take from Broadway. It's wonderful. So clearly they picked the right person in the job for the feel and the tone, and also catching the spirit of the original. Now, here's the thing. It is a good movie. Great performances. Some good musical sequences. But I will say this. It kind of follows a little bit close to the first one. This one kind of feels a little bit of okay, we need this and need that. We need to have the animated sequence. We need to have the a chim-chimmy-wee kind of song. We need the Let's Fly Kite sequence song, and it kind of feels like, okay, I've seen this before. I've seen it in the original, and yes, it's in today's technology, but that isn't enough for me, really. And you know, and sometimes, you know, with the songs, I mean, there's some good songs in there, but you are like, half the time I'm like, really, that's it? Like, we had 2 songs in the animated sequence, right? With don't judge a book by its cover, and some great whole, you know, that. And the whole time I'm like, really? That's the best. That's what you came up with? Those 2 songs? Really? That's it? And it just doesn't, you know, the songs don't really have that sense of gravitas and that hook that the first film did, where you had, like, you know, a spoonful of sugar, or supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, or let's go fly the kite, like, you know, and the, or chim chimmy chim 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 chim, like these are songs that you would, like, listen to on the radio. Like, if it was on the way, you'll be like, oh, that's good, but you're going to quickly forget about it. Or if you listen to the soundtrack, you're like, oh yeah, that was good, and after about it. But here's the thing, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. If you want to go see the film, I would recommend it. It's just, if you're a person who's like, it needs to be as good or better than the first film, it's not. It's just not. Great performances, give Emily Blunt the Oscar, but there's some, it makes you feel the magic of what you felt in, well, the first one, but doesn't really kind of give you the hook of it.
So you've been off filling the children's heads with stuff and nonsense.
You've forgotten what it's like to be a child.
Everything is possible.
Even the impossible.
Off we go.